So the other day I was reading the Bible, and I remember encountering this verse. It was John chapter 12, verse 43. Jesus says, for they love the glory of man more than the glory of God. And this is true. This is a true statement when it comes to religion. Jesus was talking to the Jews who believed in him, who, although they were taught not to believe in such an idol or not to idolize a man or a man, they saw Jesus and they were like, wow, I'm believing in this man. But they would not proclaim the message. They would not admit to anybody and express their views that they believed in a man slash God, a man who is full man but full God, that promised that he is there to save them. They were scared to say this for one reason. They were scared that they would be kicked out of the synagogues, which is another word for the churches at the time. They were scared that because they would proclaim their faith in Jesus, they would be kicked out by the Pharisees out of the synagogue or out of their church. Now Jesus here says they loved the glory of man more than the glory of God. He is saying here that they valued so much what the Jews, they valued so much what the Pharisees thought about them, that they would take away their salvation to not proclaim the message just so they can stay in a synagogue and be valued by other men around them or other people around them. When in reality, we should be taking in God. We should be allowing ourselves to take all consequences if necessary to follow God, because in reality, what is a greater reward? Is it a life that we're going to have here for a couple years, or is it an eternal life with an eternal God who is only filled with love that we should have for eternity, for endless amounts of time? So we should take this into consideration. We should take the value of God more than the value of men. We should be valuing what God thinks about us more than what men think about us or what people think about us. A lot of people tend to do things so they can impress others, and when instead we should be doing things to impress God, right? I say impress under quotations because God knows our heart, but you know what I mean. When we do things, we should not be doing it so that other people can think better of us, but we should be doing it to comply with Jesus' teachings and to go along with what he taught and what he did, because that, at the end of the day, is what will bring us closer to him and what will strengthen and reinforce our faith in Jesus Christ. So take that into consideration. Next time something happens and you're like, oh, I'm fearing that someone will think bad about it, don't worry about it. Worry about what God will think of you. Thank you, everyone. Have a blessed day.